Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. So I wanted to come on here and do a quick Lionsgate offering for those that are interested. This is just going to be a quick overview of what Lionsgate 88, that portal, what it is, what it signifies, and then I'm going to go through each individual life path number and just give you sort of top level highlight reel of what this energy could be bringing in for you specifically. Now, before we get into that, of course, this is a general reading. This is a free resource. So if you would like, to go deeper into your numerology, into your own personal energies, when it comes to numerology, I would love to do that with you. You can book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. But for this, we're just going to take a look again at the highlight reel so you can have an understanding again of what Lionsgate Portal 88 is and the potential energies it could be bringing in collectively for your life path number. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. So this Lionsgate portal it occurs every year. So it occurs on 8/8 every year. We have this Lionsgate portal. I'm actually getting this out a little bit late. I wanted to do it a bit earlier, but here we are. So this portal will be exact Monday, August 8th, 2022. At the time of this recording, I'm recording this on Sunday evening, so you're getting this a little late, but the portal will be exact tomorrow. We've basically been feeling this energy, though, since about July 28th, give or take a day or two. And we will continue to feel this energy throughout August 12th. And we also, around the 11th and 12th, have that super powerful full moon that's occurring in Aquarius that I did do a video on. So if you haven't watched that, I highly recommend watching the full moon video for the 11th or 12th of August, because that's going to be a big one. But anyway, so this energy will sort of begin to sort of fade out around the 12th of August, but it will be the most potent tomorrow on the 8th. So again, those peak energies we're feeling now. The power of the Lionsgate portal sort of lies within the synergy between the stars, the signs, and the numbers. But generally speaking, it sort of refers to the yearly alignment between the sun, which is currently in the sign of Leo, and Sirius, which is the brightest star in the night sky, right? And it's when it's the closest to the earth, when Sirius is the closest to the earth. Ancient Egyptians sort of venerated that Sirius rising. When that happens, when it's closest to the earth on 8/8, they sort of venerate Sirius as the onset of the new year, or of a new year, right? A big new beginning. So being that it is in the sign of Leo, we are being encouraged to be brave, be free, to again, find our own courage and stand up for what we desire, what we want, go after it, take initiative, be assertive, not aggressive, but assertive in what we want. We have full permission to want and to desire whatever it is that we want and desire in our life, right? And to recognize our worthiness around whatever it is that we desire, even if what we get doesn't always look exactly as we expect it to. But there's something to be said about recognizing your own worthiness when it comes to the things that you desire, when there's a spark, when there's inspiration or, something that speaks to you that you want to go after something, right? If we don't feel worthy for it, then we're not going to go after it. We're not going to have the courage to do so. And so this Lionsgate, this energy is sort of like this big dose of courage coming in. And again, it's what we do with it, right? But it's there for the taking. And it's really encouraging us to go after what inspires us, to go after those passions, those desires, whatever it is that we want, to take that initiative, to be assertive in going after and finding our courage to say what we need to say, right? Even if our voice shakes. Isn't that a song? I think that's a song by someone. I can't remember who, but anyway, John Mayer. Anyway. So this is very like lion energy, very Leo energy. So beautiful, beautiful energy. Now in numerology, 8 is the vibration of strength. Again, courage, abundance, ambition, perseverance, and success and achievement. So very, very similar to Leo energy, right? When it's in its higher octave. This can look different for everyone though. Remember, like what I find successful, you may not find successful. What you find as to be an achievement, I may not necessarily see as an achievement. But again, it comes down to personal perspective, preference, whatever the case may be. But there is an opportunity with all of this potent 8 energy to fulfill those ambitions, to fulfill those achievements, to reach that level of success that it is that we want to reach, right? There's this courage behind this energy. There's this strength, this inner strength, this understanding of that we have access to this abundance, right? Because 8 on its side is, of course, the infinity symbol, right? Reminding us of our own divinity and our own access to tap into the infinite abundance, the infinite love, and infinite spiritual support that each and every life form has access to energetically, right? So this particular Lion's Gate is occurring on a 22/4 day, right? So that's master level energy. This can indicate several things. And every year it's going to be the energy that it pulls in based on the day is going to be a little bit different because, of course, the year changes. This year we're in a 6 universal year. So it's happening on with the potent energy of the 8, but it's also bringing in this vibration of the 22/4, which again is master level energy. And so this can indicate great abundance and rewards coming in now for long, arduous efforts that we've already put forth, or great challenges that we've overcome, something that we've been maybe working on or overcoming or working through or transforming for a very long time, now is coming to culmination. Now we're going to see the rewards of that effort. So again, it's like, this is a good thing, right? It's like we've put in the master level energy, the effort, and now we're seeing that those rewards coming in for that effort. And that's the beautiful thing with 22/4 or 4 energy, just in general. Pretty much always you will see the rewards come in and they will be in direct proportion to the energy put forth. So if you don't put a lot in, you're not going to get a lot out. But if you put a lot in and there's passion and intent and it's inspired action, all those things, if you're putting that energy into whatever this is, you're going to see the rewards of it. It may be delayed. It may not be instant gratification because 4 energy is slow moving. It's more detail oriented. It's more perseverance energy. Or persevering, right? But you will see the rewards of those efforts, and it will be in direct proportion to the effort put forth. And that is just sort of magnified when it comes to 22/4 energy. So if there's something that you've been really putting your heart and soul into, or really been going through a lot of transformations, you can now see you can sort of come to realization of why you've had to put in so much effort, and you can kind of look back to see how far you've come. And there's great achievement in that alone, right? In seeing how far you've come, how much you've transformed, how much work you've put into self or a project or whatever. And so we can see that coming to culmination now, and the rewards coming with it, which is incredibly beautiful energy. This is also sort of a leveling up energy in some major way. So again, in direct proportion to our own efforts put forth. Or this energy, this 22/4 energy, it can really highlight for us where we need to be putting in more effort and more dedication, as well as check the integrity behind our actions. So, if there's something that that we know we need to do, but we've been procrastinating, or we're afraid to do it, or we have, again, fear behind it or anxiety behind it, and that's been stopping us. this energy can really put sort of the focus on whatever this is to say, this is yours. Like, this is meant to be yours, but you can't have it unless you show up and put in the energy, put in the effort to achieve it, right? It's there for the taking. It's there to be achieved. But unless you put in that effort, it's just going to sit there, right? So check the foundation, right? Check the work that you've been putting in, and is it in direct proportion to whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, right? Because you may need to do some maintenance there or do some modification, right? So check the foundation of whatever it is, whether it's a relationship, a project, whatever. Do you like what you see when you look at that foundation? What have you been putting, like, what are the building blocks that you've been using? What energy have you been putting into this foundation? How are you building this foundation? Are there a lot of Band-Aids? Are there a lot of sort of trying to skip steps, right? Have you given up on this foundation too quickly? It's going to ask you all of those questions, right? If it's something where it's meant for you, but you don't feel worthy and you haven't been putting in the effort, this energy is going to highlight significantly where it is that you're sort of self-sabotaging or doing yourself a disservice. So again, the question is, do you like what you see? Do you want this thing? And are you willing to put in the effort to obtain it, right? And again, with 4 energy, and especially with 22-4 energy, the question is always going to be, did we give up on something too quickly because it was too challenging, or because it required us to show up too authentically, right? It was too, again, too scary or too much, or we felt overwhelmed, whatever the case may be. This energy is going to say, if you want this, you have to put in the effort. You have to overcome these challenges. You have to put forth the determination and the perseverance to get it, right? A lot of times, especially when 4 energy is involved, it can be challenging and it can take a tremendous amount of time. And a lot of times we feel that spark, that excitement at the very beginning, but it gets diffused, we burn out, right? And so we give up, right? Instead of continuing to persevere. And if we still want it, right? If it's something where we're like, no, I don't want this, then it makes no sense to continue to put energy into it, right? But if it's something there's still a desire there, there's still a calling there, then if we give up on that too quickly, it'll keep coming in for us, right? Until we get it, until we get off the couch and move forward towards it, right? And put in that effort, or come to the realization that it's coming in for us because we are worthy of it and we do deserve it and all of those things. So again, if this is something that you've given up on too quickly, don't be surprised if it surfaces in a very big way around this time, right? And again, the energy of the 22-4 is going to be very honest and very blunt. So if we've put in the effort and we've done our absolute best to reach our goals, then we may see, a tremendous amount of rewards be bestowed at this time. However, where we took shortcuts, where we sort of were disingenuous, where we were lacking integrity, where we gave up too quickly, those things could resurface now for another go, right? To have another look at it, to take a closer look at it, to see how you can approach it differently, how you can do things a little bit differently to achieve whatever this is that you want to achieve. Remember, this energy, the 8, the Leo energy, Sirius, is giving us that courage, that strength to persevere, to keep going after what we want, because usually the things that our soul desires are not easily achieved, right? And so it takes a lot of effort and perseverance and to continue to overcome the challenges and all of that. We will know if it is not for us because the desire for it will dissipate, right? It will leave us. Then we're just doing it out of obligation or ego, right? Where we have to achieve this because we started it. There's a difference. And so Obviously, check in with yourself at this time to make sure that whatever it is that you're expending all this energy towards, you actually really want, right? There is a difference. And so, but again, our soul, if it's meant for us, it's not like, there's this saying that's like, if it's meant for us, it will find us. Yes, it will find us, but there's going to take effort from you, from us, to achieve whatever it is, right? Like it will find us, but we have to put in the work. It doesn't just fall in our lap and that's it. I mean, there's no growth in that. There's no overcoming challenges and pulling wisdom from that experience if it was just constantly dropped in our lap. It will find us, but there's going to be some kind of effort that we need to put forth in order to not only achieve it, but maintain it, whatever that is, right? And so just use this energy not only as a checkpoint, but also, as a checkpoint. If something keeps showing up for you, there's still that feeling that it's meant for you and there's a desire there. Take a look at why you are not putting forth the effort. Why are you procrastinating? Why are you giving up on this so easily? This energy is really going to be asking us to do that. Now, in astrology, the 8th house is very scorpionic. So sex, death, and regeneration, right? Like actual creation energy, right? It speaks to the cyclical nature of life and loss. And it will highlight why attachment to anything can be problematic, right? So, a lot of times we put forth all this effort or we have this strong desire for something. And so it's very easy to get attached to whatever that is. But that's where, we come back to like the polarities of just life, right? And energy. If we get attached to something, there's a really good chance that it's going to detach from us. It's going to be pulled away because once we attach, now we are sort of reliant on whatever that thing is. But it's easy to attach to something that you've invested so much into, that you've put so much time and blood, sweat, and tears and resources into. So it's this conundrum where we're like, we've put so much into this, of course we're going to attach to it. But there's this energy of like hope without attachment, or effort without attachment, or just enjoyment without attachment. So being very aware of what it is that you've achieved, but not attaching to whatever it is that you've achieved. You see what I'm saying? Because it doesn't define you. Same thing if it's a relationship. It's, if there's somebody that you want to be in a relationship with and that works out, once you attach to that person, you've now become reliant or overly dependent on that person, right? It creates a codependency. Which now you are giving your power away. You are becoming disempowered in a sense, right? And so it will pull away, so to speak, so that you can regain that sense of independence and start to walk alongside of whoever that is or whatever it is, right? Without becoming overly attached to it. And that is scorpionic energy. It's a very ambitious energy, so it's going to push you to achieve. But once you attach, it's gonna push you to detach, right? So it's very cyclical. So this can be a period for great inner transformation and foundation building, right? Anyone who has strong Scorpio placements knows from experience that a strong foundation within leads to a strong foundation without. The same cannot be said of the reverse, right? You can have a strong foundation without, but if you don't have a strong that doesn't mean you have a strong foundation within, right? You can have a strong foundation without and then have attachment issues or fear of loss or all of those things. And guess what? You're probably going to experience those things to show you that you can survive without this thing, whatever this is that you've attached yourself to, whatever it is that you're giving your power away to. That includes relationships. That includes people, right? Not that you can't be in a relationship, but the goal is, especially when we're talking about relationships, is to be in a healthy relationship where you walk alongside of the other, where you're not codependent, but there's two independent beings walking alongside of each other, right? There's no attachment there. And so this Scorpio energy of the 8th house, which is sort of highlighted in astrology here, again, because we're talking about 8 energy, is about that cyclical nature, right? And so it may come up for you around this time to take a closer look at, what am I attached to? What am I giving my power away to? And that also comes in with numerology, right? With the 8th house, there's a lot there about empowerment and balancing of power and all of that, right? And so again, this energy could be focusing or highlighting for you where it is that you're continuing to give your power away through attachment, and you may need to do some work there, right? And use this again as a checkpoint. So very powerful energies being highlighted for this Lionsgate portal on 8/8. Yeah, so I think, it'll be interesting to see what it brings up for you all. I'm sorry I'm getting this out so late, but let's take a look at each individual life path number to see what sort of undertones are coming in for each of you at this time. Life path number 1. So you all have undertones of the 9 and 5 energy. So this is very selfless energy. 1 energy can just by nature be very sort of very independent, very self-aware, very driven, all of those things, right? Like, because it is 1 energy, it is about self. This Lionsgate portal is bringing in the energy of very selfless energy. So taking others into consideration, really stepping up your game when it comes to your contribution to the greater good. And not saying that you're not doing that, just saying that this is an energy that's being highlighted. There's a potential for a tremendous amount of change and transformation when it comes to spirituality or your connection to a higher source or your higher consciousness or whatever it is that you subscribe to. This can be a time where you see major transformations in that area, as well as your contribution to the greater good. So you may feel called to really pay it forward in a tremendously big way now. During this period, and that may spark something for continued involvement. And so maybe you start contributing to some kind of charity each month, or volunteering each month, or something like that. Some way to give back to the community in some way, because that filling up others' cups in that way by giving your time, resources, whatnot, will of course fill up your own cup. The other thing that can be highlighted for you all under this period is change and transformation when it comes to sort of how you view others and yourself, right? Like that can come in as well. How you judge potentially others or yourself, how you may hold grudges, anything like that. So any of those lower vibe energies that need to sort of be cleared out could come up now in a big way to be looked at and to be overcome. So if you're holding any judgments or holding any grudges, then this is going to be a time to take a closer look at that and see how can you start to work to release that or transmute that energy. Because again, this work can be done energetically. It doesn't have to be done with the person unless that is, unless that's something that you feel comfortable doing, of course. So big focus on the external at this time, as far as like others, right? This is a very humanitarian energy. So you may see things come up into the focus of sort of moving from your heart center and taking others into consideration. And that can also include like on projects or things of that nature, right? So beautiful energy for you all coming in. Just remember, anything that comes up that's really being highlighted, how can you work towards incorporating the greater good in some way if you're not currently doing that, okay? Life path number 2. So you all have this undercurrent energy of the 1 and the 6. So this could be a very defining period for finding your balance when it comes to relationships. So honoring your independence while also honoring the other person in that relationship. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic relationships, but it's going to be centered around relationships that are very close to your heart. So romantic relationships, family, very close friends, that sort of thing, is what's really being highlighted at this time. So again, it's going to have you taking a closer look at the relationships where there may be some unhealthy codependencies and figuring out ways to sort of find yourself again within that relationship. So any relationship where there is some level of codependency or some kind of, that's elevated, right, to maybe a toxic degree, you could see that sort of change drastically at this time. Again, if there's any sort of imbalance, trying to get you back into balance. So there's, again, going to be this opportunity to see, have you lost yourself in this relationship? And again, if it's like with parents or family, siblings, that sort of thing, or friends, do you give too much of yourself? Are you not receiving? And that's a big one for twos, right? And so this energy is going to have you really take a closer look at that and see, where am I losing myself in these relationships? Where do I not see where sort of I end and this other person begins type thing? And so it's really going to be asking you to, again, sort of extrapolate your own independence, your own autonomy, and really honor that while also honoring the other person, right? So just think of this Lionsgate portal as an opportunity to sort of temper your very intimate, very close relationships to make sure that you are still you, that you haven't lost yourself, and that you're not overly influenced by these people who are so dear to you, right? So a lot coming in around relationships and self, and finding that healthy balance between the two with this energy. Okay, so I hope it's a beautiful Lionsgate for you all. Life path number 3. So you all are working with an undercurrent energy of both the 7 and master number 11 energies. So for you all, this is really going to be highlighting all that inspires you and all that allows you to sort of live authentically within your truth and your own power. So this can be a very reflective period of sort of soul searching. And through that soul searching, you may have the opportunity to sort of rekindle a spark of inspiration, of passion, of whatever it is that sort of, again, just brings life back into whatever it is that you're doing, right? Whether it's a creative project or whether it's a relationship or something like that. This energy has the potential to, again, reignite that spark, and then will assist you in allowing yourself to not only follow that spark, but to fuel the fire, right? And so again, this is about rekindling. But this first comes the soul searching, right? First comes the realization of where it is that maybe that spark has dwindled, is about to go out, or maybe has gone out, right? And you need to ask yourself, is it a spark or is it a fire that I want to reignite, right? Because if it's not, then don't reignite it. But if it is, then this is going to give you an opportunity to do that soul searching, to figure out how to do that and what that looks like for you, and how to maintain it, right? How to continue to fuel it in a healthy way. Life path number 4. So for us, this energy, this portal is all about creativity and abundance and business, baby. So we have sort of undercurrent energies of the 8 and the 3. And so we're sort of getting this like triple dose of 8 energy, quadruple dose of 8 energy. A lot here around business, abundance, finances, resources, and it feels very energized. So again, it's going to ask us to look at what's working, what's not working, what do we want to sort of fuel a fire for, what is it that we need to release so that we can like bring more abundance in that sort of is more aligned with whatever the creative project is that we want to do. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be about work per se, because we're also working with 3 energy, which is the energy of creation. So it could be building your family, right? Like maybe you are having a baby, or talking about having a baby, or bringing in a new pet or something like that. But this is big energy that we're working with here. And so for me, what I'm seeing here is This is the green light. This is big projects taking off now, or at least getting confirmation that they're about to take off. That we've done what we need to do to sort of ignite that spark, ignite that flame, and now the fuel is coming in to sort of continue to fuel that fire for the long haul. So this is incredibly powerful energy. If there's any projects, any sort of business ventures that you've been working on or trying to get off the ground, this energy could see it take flight in a big, big way. Again, it could also see things come to culmination. So it could see things coming in terms of like rewards or that sort of thing. So this energy is going to ask you to step in your power, to be assertive where you need to be assertive. There is fire behind your creativity now, and it can very easily with this energy be birthed into reality. So powerful, powerful energies that we are working with. I myself am a 4, so I am here for this. So I hope it's a beautiful, powerful Lionsgate for you all. Life path number 5. So this portal is, you're not only working with the energies that we discussed in the intro, but you're also working with sort of undercurrent energies of the 13-4 and the 9. And so because it's 13-4 energy, this is major death. This is Scorpio energy, basically. This is death, rebirth, transformation in some area of your life. And because it's also 9 energy, typically that's going to mean it's going to show up in a way of how you show up to others, right? It's a very selfless energy. So think the humanitarian, right? Paying it forward, getting involved with your community more in some big way, strengthening your connection to spirituality or the unseen, or whatever it is that you subscribe to, whether it's your higher consciousness, your own soul, whatever. And also there's this energy or this element with 9 energy to release judgments, to release grudges. So it may come in very strongly for you if there's a grudge or certain judgments that you've been holding on to, whether it's about yourself or others. It's going to be really highlighted at this time to be released. And in doing so, you will lighten your own load, right? You will open up so much more space for so much more goodness to come in, right? So just expect, I would say, with this energy, if you haven't already been feeling it, because again, it's been sort of happening since the end of July, or it started, I would say through August 12th, just expect some major transformations. Probably in, again, how you relate to others, how you show up for others, how you care for and nurture others, but in like a very humanitarian way, where again, you're helping to empower others, not disempower them by becoming a martyr or anything like that. But that's really what's highlighted for you all with this energy. So some kind of transformation. And again, it could just be transformation around how you hold judgments or how you hold on to grudges, right? Or how you deal with it if somebody is doing that to you, right? How you move through that and transmute that energy. So powerful energies for you all for this portal. I hope it's a good one. Take care. Life path number 6. So for you all are working with sort of this undercurrent energy of the 1 and the 5. So there is a very big potential for major transformations around self and identity. So give yourself permission at this time to be a little bit more selfish. What do you want? Be assertive and don't be afraid to go after whatever it is that you want. Major transformations around how you assert yourself, right? And your confidence in that. Do you assert yourself and then feel shame about asserting yourself, right? And then do things to sort of make yourself small to feel better about asserting yourself? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this energy is really going to bring out the lion within you, or at least try to. So if there's, again, something that you want that is aligned with your energy and that you have passion for or a desire for, this energy is going to help you to assert yourself, to go after it and to get it, or at least to get the resources that you need to be able to build towards whatever this is. This energy is going to ask you, how do you see yourself? And how do you think that others see you? And how does that affect however it is that you go after whatever it is that you want, right? And is there sort of some transformation around maybe an unhealthy mindset around how you see yourself or how you feel that others see you, and how that influences the action that you take for going after what it is that you want? Sixes are known for putting everybody else first. And this energy is going to demand and sort of give you courage to put yourself first, right? And to go after what it is that you want. This energy is helping you to find your voice and use it, and then not feel shame or guilt around that process, right? So very, very powerful Leo lion energy coming in for you all, and very 8 energy coming in for you all during this Lion's Gate. So I hope it's a beautiful one for you all. Let out your roar and don't be ashamed of that roar. Take care, Sixes. Life path number 7. So you all are working with the undertone or undercurrent energies of both the 11 and the 6 during this this portal. So what we have here is a combination of a lot of inspiration or a lot of passion for something that is aligned, right? That is aligned with your soul and your soul's mission. And finding sort of common ground and sort of passion within relationships. So it's going to bring, or, when it comes to relationships or your home life, because it's 6 energy, this is going to be your more intimate relationships. So again, like a partner, siblings, parents, close friends, like the ones that are close to your heart. So, a lot coming in here around following your passion, following your inspiration when it comes to relationships or your home life, right? So are you following your heart when you're making decisions when it comes to your home life or your relationships? And again, we're talking about those very close relationships. Are you following your heart, right? Are you going where you feel inspired to go? Or are you holding yourself back? When it comes to 11 energy, that is master level energy, and it's all about being the inspirational leader, and it's all about following your heart and following your deepest, most heartfelt desires, which can be scary and daunting, and can feel like stepping outside of your comfort zone and all of those things. But 11 energy is pushing us to do that when we're sort of in a cycle with 11 energy. So this energy coming up for you at this Lion's Gate portal is asking you, are you following your heart when it comes to your relationships and your home life, right? Or are you accommodating others or being easily influenced by others to make those decisions? Because this energy is going to come in very strong and very potent, and it's going to help you to find your inner lion, right? And to find the courage to go after whatever it is that your heart desires when it comes to your home environment and or your relationships, okay? So if it sparks inspiration or passion, go for it. If it doesn't, release it. That's, that's sort of easier said than done when it comes to our home or our relationships. But this energy is really sort of pushing 7s to, again, come back to the heart center, feel into what it is that you actually want, which is the easy part, really, right? What you want. The hard part is going after it, right? And so this energy, this Lion's Gate portal, is going to assist you in finding the courage, finding the strength, finding the tenacity, I guess, to go after whatever this is. And that could be, maybe you want to sell your house, but you're afraid to do it. And so you haven't done it and you want to sell it. And so now this gives you the courage to do it type thing. It could be as simple as that, right? But it's going to ask you to go into your heart center, find out what it is that you want. What are you holding yourself back from? And how can you go after whatever this is? Beautiful, beautiful energy that you all are working with at this time. Take care, 7s. Bye for now. Life path number 8. So for you all, you're working with the undercurrent energies of both the 7 and the 3. So this can be a very highly intuitive, very psychic, and very creative time for you all. Pay attention to your dreams, to any downloads or any insights that you receive now, especially when it has to do with some kind of creative project or, building on your family, actual like having a baby or something like that, or taking a relationship to the next level or something like that. Something that you are physically creating. Pay attention to those big ideas, those big insights. Big, powerful, creative projects can be sparked now with the potential for major success in the future. So again, pay attention to the creative ideas or the opportunities that surface now. Also, this could be things coming to fruition or big rewards coming in around big creative ideas that you've been working towards, right? You could see it actually be birthed into the physical now. You've taken it from the ethereal and you're birthing it into the physical. So you could see, again, like things coming to fruition or culmination now of things that you've put in a tremendous amount of effort with when it comes to creative projects. And again, taking those big ideas and bringing them into the physical. So very, very powerful time. I would say if there's not something that you see, again, sort of being birthed into the physical at this time, then definitely pay attention to those big ideas that come in for you at this time, because there is something solid there that has the potential to bring a tremendous amount of success and reward. Life path number 9. So you all are working with the undercurrent energies of the 8 and the 4. So you have like a triple, quadruple dose of the 8 energy. This is, and then you couple that with very physical energy of the 4. This is very ambitious energy. This is a great time for career planning, career advancements, like getting a new job, getting a promotion, something like that. Big, significant financial gains or abundance coming in potentially now, or opportunities to get started on something that will potentially bring in a tremendous amount of abundance. This could be building something sustainable for the long term. So this could be quite literally, maybe you're buying and building a home or buying land to build upon or something like that. Or it could be having a baby, getting pregnant, talking about that process, whatever, right? So that maybe you're planning on having children or something like that. And that's becoming very, very real at this time. Pay attention to the details at this time. Take your time and don't give up too easily. If there's one thing I would really stress with working with 8 and 4 energy, and you all are working with a big helping of both, don't give up too easily. And I talked a lot about that in the intro, but it's really important, because you can be excited about something initially, and then that can kind of wane a little bit because things start to get, the reality sinks in, and things, you have to show up and things get challenging and all of that sort of thing, right? Don't give up too easily. If you still feel the spark, you still feel called to go after whatever this is, don't give up. Keep going. You've got this. There's a big level of perseverance, a big dose of perseverance that's needed when we're working with 4 energy. And when that's coupled with 8 energy, the potential for success is magnified. So you could see tremendous growth and success at this time, or again, opportunities coming in for that, right? But you have to show up. You have to put in the effort. The universe can drop whatever this is on your lap, but if you don't do anything with it, it's not going to amount to anything, or it's going to amount to very little. So big energy coming in for you all at this time, but you have to take action, and you have to continue to take action. Don't give up too easily. Take care, 9s. Life path 11-2. So you all are working with undercurrent energies of the 33 and the 1. So this is such beautiful energy. I love it. I love it. I love it for 11s. This is basically just an opportunity to just dote on yourself, to just have or find ways to self-soothe, self-comfort yourself, take care of yourself, right? Like self-care, unconditional love for self. Now, I know that that's something that we move in and out of, and it's, it's not something that, it's not a destination, right? It's something that we have to continue to work at. But this energy is giving you the courage and the permission to put yourself first. beautification of self. So if there's something you've wanted to buy for yourself or splurge for yourself to help to beautify so that you feel beautiful, right? It's not about what other people think. It's about what you feel, what makes you feel good. This energy is giving you permission, not that you need permission, but it's really encouraging you to do the things and invest in the things that make you feel good, that make you feel beautiful. And whether you're male, female, like non-binary, it doesn't matter. It's about what makes you feel beautiful. Beauty is not gender specific, right? So do what makes you feel good, and don't feel shame around that, or don't allow yourself to feel shame around that. Change that mindset, especially at this time. And this energy is going to help you to do that. But invest in, your surroundings, right? To like, if there's a room in your house that you can make your sanctuary, invest in those little things that will make you feel really good when you're in that space. Again, splurging on yourself. Don't feel like you can't. If you see something that you want and it makes you feel good and beautiful at this time, go for it. Do it, right? This is a period for 11s to really become hyper-focused on TLC for self. Self-soothing, pampering, loving self-talk towards yourself, sort of reframing old belief systems or old mindsets about self, right? 33 energy is the vibration of unconditional love. So wherever it is that you have been maybe very hard on yourself, or maybe you've been neglecting yourself in some way, in not just in like what you feel you should do, right? But like in what makes you feel good. That's really the core of this energy, is doing what makes you feel good, right? Self-love, self-acceptance. There is a potential here, 11s, for a lot of inner and outer transformation with self. So really like beautifying yourself, right? And again, not to the standard or expectation of others, to your, like, what makes you feel good, right? So just incredibly beautiful energy for self-love, self-care, self-acceptance coming in around this energy. And it may also highlight for you where it is that maybe you have been neglecting yourself. You haven't had a lot of self-acceptance. You have sort of, again, just been telling yourself no when your soul really wants you to say yes. So this energy is giving you the courage and the permission to step fully into that without apology. Life path 22 4s. So for you all, you're working with this undercurrent energy of the 44-8. So 8 energy, you guys are getting like a quadruple dose of 8 energy here. And the 3. So what's interesting here is this can bring about karmic cycles, closing out or starting, right? Like starting up. And when we think of karma, we automatically think of like negative things, right? Or like challenging things. And it doesn't always have to be that way. Like, yes, there's usually some kind of lesson or some kind of soul growth or something to be learned through a karmic cycle. However, that can be like how to love yourself more, or how, through receiving love from somebody else, like through unconditional love, which feels really, really good, right? Might be uncomfortable at first if you're not used to receiving it. But once you fully step into that, it feels incredible. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you might meet somebody now who will be in your life for a long period of time for this karmic cycle, but it can feel incredibly beautiful. It can be, maybe you're somebody who's always nurtured others and now you're being nurtured. And the challenge is in receiving that nurturing, right? Allowing yourself to receive that nurturing. Therein lies the lesson. So it could highlight for you now, again, like a karmic cycle closing out, which could mean that person exiting, right? Like leaving your situation at this time. And that can be challenging, and you can work through that as well. Or again, it could be like a cycle starting. this is a great time because we've got this 3 energy for creative reevaluation. And so if there's something creatively that you've been working on, maybe you need to reevaluate a little bit, maybe change direction, maybe incorporate something different into this project, whatever it is. But this is going to give you an opportunity to really see things a little bit more clearly about how you want to progress forward. You could also see during this time an increase in your status and your finances. But with that, right, like with like the increase in status or the increase in finances, just because, this is the way life works, you may also feel a sense of overwhelm, right? Because with added sort of responsibility comes that added pressure and whatnot. So, they kind of go hand in hand. And so you just have to work out how to manage that, right? And how to incorporate it. So pace yourself. This is big creative energy. This is a time where big opportunities can surface now that hold a lot of potential for future success. And now also you could be seeing that come to culmination or come to fruition now on something that you've been working on. So that's very possible also. But very big, powerful energies coming in at this time. So again, it's what we do with it, but beautiful energies, 22. Life path 33-6. So you all are working with this undercurrent energy of the 55-1 and the 5. So for you all, it's very possible that we have a lot of recognition coming in, a lot of achievement, and a whole lot of change. You are working with a lot of 5 energy here. Also, a tremendous amount of clarity could be coming in now for next steps around something that has been sort of cloudy or maybe slow moving. You may see just like where things just become crystal clear. Next steps, what to do, how to have the conversation, whatever the situation may be, it just comes in crystal clear. And there's like, sometimes things come in and it can be a little ambiguous and we don't know what to do and we don't know how to handle it and we have to figure that out. This is kind of like a lightning bolt coming in like, nope, this is what you need to do. And this is very clear and there's no ambiguity. That is very, very possible. Big creative ideas can be birthed at this time for you all as well. And big things coming to fruition can also come in. So if there's a creative idea that you've been working with or toying with, you could see a lot come in around that now at this time to take action or again, things coming to fruition. Very, very possible at this time. This is big change energy. And so with those big changes, that creates new opportunities, that creates new experiences through that change, which can be uncomfortable. But just remember that where this change or this transformation is taking you is much more aligned than where you're currently at, right? Because change typically equals progress, right? And like growth and expansion. And so whatever change or transformation comes in for you at this time, even if it might be uncomfortable at first, just keep telling yourself where this is leading me is where I need to be. And it's going to be so much better than where I'm currently at. Be sure to be grateful for where you're at now, of course. But this big change energy is sort of increasing the timeline, I guess, like hitting the fast forward button and pushing you closer to where it is that your soul wants to be at this point in time. So beautiful, beautiful energies. Can feel a little uncomfortable because 5 energy can be a lot of change. But again, beautiful change and taking you where you need to be or where you want to be, right? So I hope it's a beautiful portal for you all. Take care, 33s. Bye for now.